Hi, white-haired gardener here. Today I'm going to talk about what my picks are for this year's garden, what made the cut and what didn't. First of all, I guess I'll do it easy. I'm going to start with what did not make the cut. Now, way over here, we have kale, and I don't know if you can see this or not. Tell me, Mr. White-haired gardener.
Yes, held
Okay,
like that.
this is a dazzling blue kale, and it's good, but it seemed to get leggy so fast, so I just opted for whatever the kale it is that the chickens love. It seems to be a blend after all these years. I have two melons that I love, but I can't seem to grow them well. Beans, there's a kalima or kalima and a jade bush bean, which grew okay, but I have to say that I like the flavor of my burgundy beans better. The Taiwan yard-long beans, they grew very well, but I wasn't overly fond of the texture, so I opted to just not worry or not use the space for them. My Ronde Denise, I don't know if that's the pronunciation, little summer squash, it was good, but I really loved my little bumpy rugosa and then the standard straight neck squash. So I opted to not do that. An eggplant, this is a nice eggplant. It's a Chinese string eggplant. It is,
May I ask that you not cover the name when you're doing it?
oh,
Hold it from
there
the
you
side.
go.
There you go.
Chinese string eggplant. Made nice eggplants, and I just found eggplant bland. I wanted to try it for the first time, but I figure I can use the space in my garden for things that I like a lot better. Now we have Dr. Wykes or Witchies from I've heard on the internet, and a few other tomatoes, which I'll go into more detail on another video. Nasturtiums and the calendula, which they're pretty, but they flopped over so quickly. So I decided not to go with these. Now, the ones that I am going to do would be, let's see, which way do I start? Cauliflower and broccoli, that's pretty well a standard. This is a beautiful cabbage, and it started to grow until it was eaten by bugs last year. So I'm going to try it again because last year was horrible. I have an Egyptian beet. I have a Chinese cabbage and some, which this isn't the best packet, but it is Oriole orange chard that grows wonderfully even in horrible conditions. I have got my royal burgundy beans back. These are the bush bean. If your kids hate to eat their vegetables, get them these. They come off the plant a deep purple, but when you cook them, they change to green. So every time I tell a kid that these are color change beans, they immediately love them. And the flavor is nice. The skin is tender and the flavor is quite good and sweet. And then my rattlesnake pole beans are my standard. I have peas, all sorts of carrots. Now I got this free from Baker Creek. It looks like a really odd carrot, but this thing grew like gangbusters last year. So I'm going to keep this, and the flavor was pretty good too. These are just beautiful. I have no idea how to pronounce this, long rouge sang. It's kind of a rainbow-ish carrot, and that works out well too. Now, tomatoes, my favorites. My Cherokee purples, definitely. Woods Brimmer made a nice medium tomato, and that was really good. Tommy Toe is always a favorite, and Rosella tomato made the cut. I have Golden Jenny that I'm going to try again this year and see if I can't get a decent cantaloupe. Now, peppers. My favorite so far for a sweet pepper is Ajvarski. Got these from Baker Creek, and they make a nice smoky sweet pepper. You can grill them, you can, stuff them, although they'd be rather thin, and they have a very nice flavor, to them. I'm going to try this little winter luxury pie squash, which basically is pumpkin. And then of my herbs, basil, chamomile, lemon balm, and cilantro, because I love cilantro, even though Mr. White-haired Gardener isn't all that
Yuck.
loving it. Now, for the newbies, I love pickled onions. Those little teeny things that you find in a jar. Got these from M.I. Gardner, and I'm trying these new this year. Also, some pickling cucumbers, celery, and Mr. White-haired Gardener loves big beefsteak tomatoes. So instead of the love apple, I have got the classic beefsteak, which I believe will serve his needs wonderfully, and an Abe Lincoln, which is another big beefsteak tomato.
Yummy.
Yeah, I think that you'd be pleased. Also, something new is I'm going to grow stevia this year. See if I can't grow it, make some, sweetener or stevia extract, and see how that works for me, and I will keep you guys informed on here. Yarrow, which is pretty, you can use this medicinally. I like this, makes a pretty little white flower, all sorts of lettuce, and something which I'm going to try. I also got a free seed packet from Baker Creek. It's a datil pepper, makes a small pepper that's supposed to be really hot and spicy. So we'll see. I do some spicy, but we'll see how that goes. And my dear sweetie has been looking for a romaine lettuce and haven't been able to find decent seeds, so I found this from M.I. Gardner, and we'll be doing that as well. So these are our new, current, and well, I'll save them, but I won't be doing them this year. For new seeds, it's always good to try a couple new things every year. I have my tried and trues, and then these, if they pass muster, will go into my tried and trues. So you're not growing the same thing every year, but you have a little bit of variety, a little bit of new, and try things and find out what you really like. That's pretty well it for right now. I will be going into more detail about the tomatoes, the beans, things like that, so I can tell you exactly why or why not these didn't make the cut. But for right now, that's what we've got going on here. My two favorite seed sellers so far are Baker Creek and M.I. Gardner. I'm not getting any kind of cut from them. I'm just telling you what my preference is. There are a lot of really nice heirloom seed companies out there. So other than that,
Would it be a good idea if those that are watching, if they've got some that they would recommend?
Oh yes, I would love that. Any seed producers that you guys might know, please put them down in the comments. I'm always looking for really nice, good seed producers. More heirloom than hybrid, because heirloom will always grow true to the parent plant. Hybrids, sometimes you might get a mix and match if you're saving seeds. Other than that, that's it for today. I will, when I make new videos, put links on this to the more in detail ones. But other than that, that's all we've got for now. And like, share, and subscribe. See, I remembered. And hopefully you guys will come back soon.